Welcome to another reading lesson with Miss Meadows. I'm so excited to be reading with you today. We are continuing our unit on informational texts. So remember, those are texts that teach us about a topic. Those would often be magazine articles or newspapers or how-to articles or scientific stories. So we're going to continue talking about those, but our anchor chart we're going to revisit today is on topic and central idea. Now, the topic is the person or thing the text is about, while the central idea is the most important idea or point about the topic. So, for example, if Miss Meadows was going to tell you about my morning and a story about my morning, the topic of that story would be about Miss Meadows and her morning. And the central idea would be the most important part. So the most important part of me getting ready for the morning is to make sure I get here to you. So that would be the central idea, is Miss Meadows is getting ready to make sure she gets here on time to see you. And then the supporting evidence would be details, facts, or examples in the text that tell about that central idea. So, for example, things like I brushed my teeth, or I put clothes on, or I did my makeup, or picked out my outfit, or made breakfast would be those little details that would get added to my story to make sure that you fully understand everything that happened to me in my morning. So that's a little bit of a hint about what we're talking about with our anchor chart for topic and central idea. So because we are still talking about informational texts, we're going to read a story that is another scientific story that's going to teach us about animal eyes. This story you might remember from earlier in the school year. It's called Whose Eye Am I? By Shelley Rotner, and we've got a bunch of different animal eye examples here. We read this story quite a few months ago, so this might feel new to you, but we have read it once before. Whose eye am I? We use our eyes to see the world. So do other animals. Eyes help us to see shapes, colors, and movement. Eyes tell us how big or small something is, and how close to or far away from us it is. Most animals need eyes to survive. Animals watch for danger with their eyes. They also use their eyes to find food and shelter. Eyes help animals find mates and protect and raise their young. So we all need eyes. That's very important for us to have. So here on this page, we have different types of animals to look at. We've got a bumblebee. We've got what looks like an eagle, some geese, and then a tiger. And they all have eyes, but all of their eyes look different. See how this eagle's eyes doesn't look like the tiger's eyes? And it's really, really tough to see the geese eyes and the bumblebee's eyes because they are so teeny tiny. Each animal has its own special way of seeing. Scientists have learned much about how animals see. So now we start our little game. So what I'm going to need you to do is, if you have headphones, I'm going to need you to turn your little orange microphone down so I can hear your answers to these guesses. So this is Who Am I? Does anyone remember from the beginning of the year or have any guesses of what this animal could be? Any guesses? All right, let's see. A dog. Dogs are very good at seeing motion. They see colors, but not as many colors as humans can see. They don't see the color green. To dogs, green looks like yellow. Puppies are born blind and begin to see when they're a couple of weeks old. So when a puppy is just born, it's blind. It can't see anything. It's only a couple of weeks later that it starts to be able to see. And they can never see the color green. They think anything that we see as green is yellow. Goats see well at night. Their pupils are wide, rectangular slits that let in lots of light and allow goats to see all around them without moving. Elephants see better in dim light than in bright daylight. Their long eyelashes protect their eyes from blowing sand and dirt. When they're sad, they actually cry tears. So here we have these goats' eyes. They see well at night because their pupils are rectangles. Our pupils are little circles, and there's our rectangles, so they get more light let in, which means they are more able to see at nighttime. And then elephants see better in dim light than in bright light, and they cry actual real tears, which is a little bit sad to me. This says giraffes are the tallest mammals and have sharp eyesight. Their height helps them spot predators. Zebras have excellent eyesight, as well as good night vision. Because their eyes are on either sides of their heads, they can see right and left at the same time. So giraffes are tall and also have really sharp eyes, and zebras have good night vision, and because their eyes are on the side of their head instead of the front, they're able to see to the sides of them, which is good in case they were going to be dealing with a predator. Now let's see if you know this one. It says, who am I? Any guesses on who this animal is? All right, I'm going to turn the page in 3, 2, 1. It's a cat. Cats have better night vision than either humans or dogs. Their pupils can open wide to let in lots of light. Some experts believe that in the daytime, cats see everything in shades of blue and gray. Others believe their vision is similar to dogs, but not as clear. So here's an example of that cat's pupil. The pupil is that black part, and it opens really wide and lets a lot of light in, which means that they're able to see in the dark really, really well. All right, any guesses on who am I? What kind of animal is this one? Not sure. An owl. Owls have the best night vision of any bird. Their eyes are the same size as human eyes, even though they are much smaller animals. They can't move their eyes, but they can swivel their heads almost all the way around. Owls have third eyelids that clean and protect their eyes. So they can't move their eyes like we can move our eyes, but their heads swivel almost all the way around. So instead of moving their eyes, they just move their head around to see. Birds, such as parrots, see millions of different colors, including colors that even humans can't see at all. They probably have the best color range of any animal. Pigeons have better color vision than almost any animal. They see colors that are invisible to humans. Sometimes they're used in search and rescue missions. So birds can see colors that even we can't see, which is crazy. Swans have sharp eyesight, which they need for migrating. They fly higher than most birds when they are on the move. Chickens can detect motion well, which helps them find tasty worms, bugs, toads, and even snakes. They have third see-through eyelids that protect their eyes from dirt. Any guesses who this is? Who am I? What animal is this? Turn the page in 3, 2, 1. A frog. Frogs have eyes on top of their heads. Even when most of a frog's body is underwater, it can see all around without moving, so it doesn't scare away prey. Frogs can see far away even at night. So their eyes are on the top of their heads, so if the rest of them is underwater, they can still see around them. Who am I? Any guesses? 3, 2, 1. It's an alligator. Alligators can see in dim light and for long distances. Clear third eyelids allow them to see well underwater. Their eyes are on top of their heads, which allows them to see even when they're mostly submerged underwater. Same as frogs. Snakes can't open or close their eyes. Their eyelids are clear covers. When a snake sheds its skin, it sheds its eyelids too. Bearded dragons see in full color and can see some colors that are invisible to us. Their eyes are on either side of their heads, so they see on both sides at once. This says turtles have good eyesight and can move their eyes around. They can see even more by stretching their long necks in different directions. Chameleons can move each eye separately to see in different directions at the same time. Their eyelids cover almost the entire eyeball except for a small hole in the center, so all of this is their eyelid. They only have a teeny tiny hole for their eye to poke out through. Who am I? Any guesses on who this close-up is? 3, 2, 1. A fish. Goldfish are the most researched of any fish and have been trained to recognize and react to various colors, including colors that are invisible to humans. They have no eyelids and sleep with their eyes open. Very cool. Who am I? Who do we think this is? Let's see. A lobster. Lobsters have eyes at the base of their antenna. They can't see clear images but can detect movement well underwater and in the dark. Their eyes have thousands of lenses that reflect light. Their vision is so unusual, scientists have imitated it to make X-ray devices. A scallop has up to 100 eyes and around the edge of its shell. Each one of these eyes reflects like a mirror. Scallops cannot see shapes but respond to light and darkness. Hermit crabs have eyes mounted on the tips of 2 stalks. By moving these stalks, they can see in many different directions. They can see at night, but the images are not very sharp. Starfish have an eye on the end of each of their arms to see forms, but not details. Most spiders have 8 eyes, but they still can't see very well. Some are nearly blind. Beetles have 2 eyes on top of their heads that help them see movement and colors. Tarantulas have 8 eyes, 2 large round eyes in the middle and 3 on each side. Who am I? What is this animal? Let's see. A dragonfly. Dragonflies' eyes are huge compared to their body size and cover almost their entire head. They also have 3 smaller eyes that help detect motion. Their vision is excellent and they can see colors that are invisible to humans. Butterflies have large round eyes that detect motion well. Humans have 1 lens in each eye, but butterflies have thousands of lenses. They see colors humans can't see. Bees have eyes made of thousands of small lenses. They see colors that are invisible to humans. This makes it easier to spot patterns on the petals of flowers that have the best nectar. All right, and then this says, it's a little bit of a little tidbit on human eyes, how humans see. Humans see because of the way our eyes can process light. Light goes in through the cornea first, the clear surface that covers the front of the eye, and then travels through the dark opening in the center called the pupil, that black part. The pupil is the center of the iris, which is the colored part of your eye. The iris controls the size of the pupil. The pupil is small when light is bright, but gets larger to let in more light when it is dark. Behind the iris is a lens that changes shape to focus the light. The shape of the lens depends on a number of things, including whether an object is close or farther away. After moving through the lens, the light reaches the back of the eye called the retina. At this point, the information is upside down and backwards. The optic nerve sends what you see to your brain, where it's reversed and turned right side up. So that's a lot of facts about eyeballs. We've learned a lot. This is really an informational text because it packs so much information into a story. We learned about so many different animals and their eyeballs. And now your job is to draw a picture of your favorite animal eye that you saw and make sure you label it with what animal it is. So if you want to go back in the story and find the one you're looking for to draw that picture, go ahead. But I hope you have fun, and I will see you for another reading lesson tomorrow. Bye, friends!